Julia here from JM Squared Vintage. Welcome back to the channel. Today I am here with a bins haul, and this one is a doozy. I think I've got about 50 pieces. This was like a really solid day at the bins. No like crazy Chanel finds, but really good, solid bread and butter, higher end, some great bolos, some interesting pieces, some cool style pickups, just lots and lots and lots to talk about here. But before we get started here, guys, if this is your first time here, if this is your first time stumbling on my channel, first and foremost, welcome. I am Julia, that is my name. We talk all things thrifting and vintage and the business of reselling on the internet here. If that sounds like something that you might be into, consider hitting subscribe down below. I would love to have you along on this journey. But without further ado, guys, we have a lot to talk about. I'll try to kind of move through this somewhat expeditiously. So why don't you go grab yourself a snack, grab yourself a drink. You know I've got my matcha latte. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the goods. Okay, where to start here? We've got two like massive bags stacked one on top of each other. Okay, we'll start here with something that I need to just put immediately into like an OxyClean soak. This is a pair of white linen pants from Edicted. Edicted is, I wouldn't say that this is a Bolo brand. This is a brand that will sell fast, but probably not for a huge amount of money. It's not a particularly expensive brand, but they do have a really strong following in like youth culture right now. But they're wide leg, they're cargo pants. There's a little bit of staining, so I should be able to get that off pretty easily, and I'll probably get about $30 for these. Now, in general, Edicted pieces, you're gonna probably get more in like the high teens to like mid 20s, with very little exception. Their pieces generally retail like 50, 60 bucks, but the only reason I would get a little bit more for these is because they're linen, because it's essentially gonna have a wider appeal because of what they are than the people that are just looking for Edicted pieces. Anyway, it's a great find. Next up, we've got this cute sweatshirt. This is from And Other Stories. I want to say that they are British based. This is really cool. This is kind of a minimalist piece. This is a cream sweatshirt, but it's got this really cool darting on the front and then a little bit of a gather on the back to give it a tailored look. It's like a tailored sweatshirt. The effect on the body is really, really cool. It is a size extra small, but I should see about $20, $25 for this. And Other Stories is definitely a brand you should be keeping your eyes out for, especially the dresses. They retail about $200, and you should get for more like recent pieces somewhere $40 to $50 in the resale market on And Other Stories. I don't see it all that much, but if you've had experience with it, let me know if it's done well for you. Next up, okay, these are ridiculous. These are some Y2K Abercrombie & Fitch capris. I can't even believe that these words are coming out of my mouth like together as a desirable thing again, but these kind of scream like Lizzie McGuire, if you could imagine. I don't know if you are of the age that you remember Lizzie McGuire, but this is very much her style. So they're distressed, they're light wash, they're in great condition otherwise. I mean, this is obviously intentional distressing, but Abercrombie & Fitch stuff from the Y2K era right now is selling so well. And I mean, it's because it was really like the pinnacle of casual wear back in the day. So if you find their mini skirts, I recently just found one of their mini skirts with some embroidery. It sold in a day for $44, I think I sold it for. But these were a good find. I should see somewhere $30 to $40 on those, and I would imagine fairly quickly. Next up, now this was an exciting find. So this is from James Perse, and James Perse is one of those brands that is just wildly expensive. They do like really elevated basics, so really good quality textiles, very basic cuts. Nothing will ever go out of style that you get from them. And this is a long length linen shirt. So something you could use as like a shirt dress. You could throw a belt on it, be a shirt dress. It can be a topper piece. It can be a swim cover up. Again, 100% linen. It is a size 4, which I believe is an extra large from James Perse, which is great. And I'll tell you right now, it's gonna be a struggle to decide to sell this because I am in need of a nice linen long swim cover up, because this is the kind of stuff I like to wear. But I will probably see 60 bucks or so on this, probably retailed close to $500 knowing James Perse. And their t-shirts probably going to be the most common thing that you find. They're like undershirts, men's undershirts, will sell between $20 and $30 all day, and they have a real cult following. So as you get into more substantial pieces, you're gonna see more and more than that. But you're pretty much your baseline, you're gonna see like $20 at the absolute lowest for their undershirt style shirts. So it's a brand to be pretty comfortable paying up for, because you will reliably get a decent selling price at a minimum, if not a great selling price. Next up, okay, this is an interesting one. Now, I picked this up because I love the style of it. This is like a utility vest, like a women's utility vest, and it's got lots of pockets. The construction on this is really nice. Like, there's a lot of details. Like, look at how that pocket is attached. Isn't that interesting? So it's got like little bar tacks here in the corner. It's external though, like this usually would go underneath the fabric and you would just see the kind of seam between the pocket and here, but here you have an actual flap. It's just really interesting. The brand on this is Le Moulin by Ecole Paris, although I think this is actually a Korean brand. I wasn't able to find anything on that brand. If you know otherwise, please let me know. I have not found anything. But like, look at the way that the inside is made. Like, everything is finished really beautifully on the inside. There's not an overlock stitch visible on this entire thing. It is unlined, and I just think in terms of style as a utility vest, it's super cute. Like, I can see this being a great travel vest for somebody. Cute as heck. So I'm not sure. I'm gonna do a little bit more research on the brand. Again, it's built like a high-end garment, but for all I know, this could be like fast fashion in Korea, and their standards are much better than ours, but probably a minimum of like $20, $25 on that, maybe a little bit more. So cute. Next up, another great closet staple here. This one's from Eileen Fisher. It is a size medium, but it's such a good staple basic. I have no reason to believe that this won't move fairly quickly. This is gray poplin. I like that it's like an unfinished cuff here, so it's kind of a wider sleeve. It's a boxy cut straight across the bottom with some tall side vents. It's size medium. I think that this could easily fit like a large or an extra large, but I'll probably see $30, $35 on this, maybe a little bit more. Looks like it could kind of be, it's almost like an overshirt style, if you could imagine. The fabric's pretty lightweight, so it doesn't feel like an overshirt, but it has that style, almost like a chore jacket, but without the little patch pockets. But Eileen Fisher, I'm gonna pick this up anytime I see it in the bins. I love Eileen Fisher stuff, and I love selling Eileen Fisher stuff. You know, it's funny, I've had a couple things pass through my like TikTok feed the past couple days where people are going through the racks and saying like, I don't pick up Eileen Fisher anymore. It's a really expensive brand. You know, it doesn't resell in line with it. And I want to warn you from taking that advice at complete face value. Eileen Fisher, you're still going to get a good price for. Like, you know, this, yes, was probably about $300 new. Are you gonna get $60, $70 for it? No, but you will get $30, and that's still a decent price, especially if you're sourcing it really inexpensively. So just make sure when you're watching this content, I can't even remember who it was. I saw 2 or 3. One was talking about Eileen Fisher. The other one was talking about, actually, I think it might have been James Purse now that I'm thinking about it. And they're like, well, it just doesn't sell for, you know, as much as it used to, and it doesn't sell in line with its retail price. I'm like, that is absolutely the truth right now. But I will still pick that up every day, because even if I get $30 for that, even if I get $25 for it, I paid $2 for it at the bins. A, that's a decent profit. B, that's being able to sell something that is wildly expensive to somebody for a great price. You know, like, don't disregard things because they're not going for what they used to. Like, they're still gonna sell, and they're still gonna sell for a good price. As long as you're sourcing it low enough to make a profit that you're comfortable with, you should still be picking up stuff that you know is still gonna sell and get you a good enough profit. If it's oversaturated, if it's something that's gonna sit for 2 years, that's a different conversation, but Eileen Fisher stuff sells really fast for me. James Purse stuff sells really fast for me. Does it sell for what it did 2 years ago? No, but it's still selling at a great profit for me, you know? Next up, this is an Intimately Free People piece, which is interesting. I always love finding like dresses that are from Intimately. So this has a smocked top, front and back. It's maxi length in this pretty red and blue floral print. This feels brand new. I want you to see how this bodice is made. Okay, so this is the front. And this is the back, and I love how the straps, so the straps are obviously adjustable. You just tie them to where you want them, and I think that looks so cute on the back. So the front panels are literally just two separate panels, and they kind of cross in front of each other, so you have a cool detail on the side. Again, this feels brand new. It's a size medium. I'm gonna guess I'll probably see somewhere between 35 and 50 on this. I haven't found the exact model, but this, again, feels new. That's a newer tag. I'm almost positive. This is the kind of thing from Free People that still sells for a good price. Those maxi dresses, midi dresses, etc. These are the kind of things I feel pretty comfortable paying up for. Next up, this is an interesting one. So this is from Silkland. It's not silk. And I'll tell you one thing. So it's 2X and it's natural. It's got this beautiful like cutwork lace in there. It's on the sleeves as well. And here's the thing. Had I not looked at the tag, would have bet my life that this was linen, and it's not linen. It's Rami. Rami? I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm pretty sure that this is vintage, but I would have bet my left lung that this was linen. It feels just like it. It wrinkles just like it. It drapes just like it, but it's not it. But either way, something like this, I'll probably see like $25 to $30 on. This is a great summer piece. It's got some visual interest with the cutwork, and it's not just on the front, it's on the back, it's on the sleeves. This is just a great, high quality, plus size, summer basic with interest. I love picking this kind of stuff up. And it is in basically perfect condition. This feels like it's maybe been worn once, so. Next up, now I know what you're gonna say. That looks like a wool sweater in summer, Julia. And you're right, but it's also hand knit, granny style sweater that's open work with bell sleeves. Keep me off of this. I don't care if it's the dead of August. I am picking this kind of stuff up. It looks to be about a size large, extra large. It's obviously handmade. It's kind of longer line. It's not super long, it's not duster, but this would probably be like bum covering. It's got little pockets, it's in great condition, needs a little bit of like a fabric shave. I'm pretty sure that this is wool. I just think it's adorable, even if it's not. I just like a little granny sweater cardigan. Something like this I will probably get, you know, if it's acrylic, I'll probably see somewhere 30 to 45. If I can confirm that this is wool, somewhere probably 40 to 60 bucks, maybe a little bit more. So stinking cute. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research into figuring out how I can determine what this is made of. If any of you guys have any tips in determining what kind of fiber this is, I'm sure it's similar to silk where you can do a burn test on like a little swatch. But if any of you guys have any tips, especially any of you knitters and crocheters, I know I've got quite a few of you in the audience there, share your knowledge. Help us all make better informed buying decisions. But I mean, like, so cute. Next up, this adorable little shirt. This is from a brand called Ovianka. I'm seeing differing reports that this was a Revolve brand or it's a boutique brand. Either way, it's actually pretty nicely made. Like, there's no corners cut here, right? So first of all, it's off the shoulder or on the shoulder. It's got these pretty blouson sleeves in this like crinkle fabric. This is like a pieced bodice, right? There's no underwire here, but it has that look. It's fully lined here. Adjustable little tie neckline. Completely smocked in the back for a comfortable fit. Something like this, if it is like a little boutique thing and it's just a style pickup, probably 20 bucks or so. If I can confirm that it is a more expensive brand, maybe somewhere closer to 25 to 30. But either way, adorable little summer shirt, perfect condition, feels brand new. Like, the style was really cute and the quality on that felt really nice, so that's mostly why I picked it up. If I can confirm that it's a nicer brand, then that's kind of gravy. This was a style pickup at its core. Next up, in a great bread and butter territory, this is a pair of denim shorts from Everlane. Love Everlane denim I love Everlane denim. It sells really well for me. These are just called the denim shorts. So they are, I want to say like 2 or 3 inch inseam. They've got a cuffed leg, a little bit of light distressing, a medium wash, size 25. These are selling for between $20 and $30, and I have no doubt that this will go quick. They don't have a lot of variation in their lines, right? It's not like you go on Revolve and you type in jean shorts and you have 276 options. They have like 3 options, so they tend to be more sought after, like, by the model than anything from like a multi-brand seller like a Revolve. Really good quality. Their prices are high but relatively fair if you're looking to buy something new. I think that their quality is much better than their price point, if that makes sense. So I love Everlane. Definitely a brand you should be comfortable paying up for, especially the more substantial pieces. All right, next up, we've got this cute dress. This is from Adriana Papel. And I don't pick up a lot of stuff like this, but this feels like it could easily be either a wedding guest dress, a mother of the bride dress, a bridesmaid's dress, a prom dress, or like a formal dress. There's very clearly certain things that are like a bridesmaid's dress. Like there are dresses that look like a bridesmaid's dress. There are dresses that look like a mother of bride dress. This was kind of versatile. So it's a floor length navy blue tulle. Adriana Papel is pretty expensive. This was probably a good, I don't know, $300 new, and I'll probably see about $40 on this. Again, I like the color of it. I like the fit of it. I just think of a lot of these dresses, it is pretty versatile. So I did pick it up, and it's pretty lightweight and not super bulky, so I don't mind it. A lot of Adriana Papel stuff is like really heavily beaded, so just keep your eyes out for it. But if you do see that, just make sure you're checking for damage to the beading, because depending on how it's beaded, if one little part gets damaged, it can lose like a whole string of beads. So just, especially if you're paying up for it, just do a good close look to make sure that all the beads are like where they're supposed to be. Next up, we've got another Eileen Fisher piece. These are some 100% organic linen wide leg pants in a brown. They are in great condition. Again, just a good closet staple. In terms of keywords, these have a lot of play, right? So they're linen, they're brown, they can go log and look, they can go boho, they can go minimalist, they can go beachy, coastal, all of those different keywords that'll get like the right eyeballs here. But keep me away from a pair of wide leg linen pants, especially from Eileen Fisher. I'll probably see somewhere between 30 and 40 for these. They are in like perfect condition. Next up, okay, now this is a brand I almost never pick up, and that is Banana Republic. And that kind of kills me because their stuff is so nice, but it just doesn't resell all that well. But look at this shirt. Isn't this the absolute cutest? So it is this ultra lightweight linen. It's got embroidery details all over. This neckline absolutely destroyed me. So it's kind of a high collar. I'll try to show how that'll hang. High collar, V-neck, again, embroidery all along. There's a single hook and eye closure. It's just so pretty, so simple. Lots of stuff I can keyword it with. I mean, like, look at the details there around the arm. Just everything about this feels high-end and very, very timeless. This could be 20 years old for all I know. I definitely remember a point in time where these kind of like single button closure things were really, really big. So it very well could be. But it's overall in great condition. I'll probably see somewhere 25 to 32 on it, but my God, this looks and feels to me, it is cotton, it's not linen, but it has the look and feel of like Irish linen. And I don't know how else to describe that, but that is very much the feel that I get from this piece. It's really, really beautiful. Next up, now this is a label I love seeing at the bins, and this is a print I love seeing at the bins. This is a pair of leopard print pants from Reformation. There is a name for these pants. I have it in my spreadsheet. I'll put it right here, but they're in great condition. They're kind of like a wide leg pant. They are ankle length. They're in this really interesting fabric. It's like a twill weave. So it's viscose, tencel, lyocell, and spandex. So that's an interesting one. It's a size 4 and in great condition. I'll probably see somewhere between $60 and $80 on these. I think that they're pretty recent, if not still in stores today. And if they're still in stores today, that price could be a little bit higher, but anytime I see Reformation, I'm gonna pick it up. I urge you to do the same, even comfortably pay up for it. Next up, a little cashmere, dead of summer, a little cashmere. This is from Saks Fifth Avenue. It is a size small. I will pick up good quality cashmere anytime I see it, in any size that I see it. This is a slimmer fit sweater. This is looking very orange in the viewfinder, but it is like it's like a candy apple red. It's not like a blue based red. It's a little bit more of an orange based red, which I'm sure is why it's picking up like that, but it's beautiful in perfect condition. I'll see a minimum of $30, $35 on this, probably more towards the $40, $45 because it is Saks Fifth Avenue. I urge you to do the same, especially if you're in the bins and you see cashmere, because you're gonna have those times in the summer at the bins where they're clearing out the winter stuff from the regular thrift stores. Like, get the cashmere. It sells all year. It sells all summer. Just like swimwear will sell all winter, cashmere will sell all year. Oh my goodness. Okay, this This was so beautiful that I had to pick it up. I don't do a ton of scarves, but I want you to get up close on this textile. This is so incredible. So this is 100% wool. Look at how that's woven. It's so pretty. And right here, these little portions here, these little like cartouches are somewhat sheer. I don't know if you can kind of, yeah, you can kind of see like through that right there, right? So there's these thicker parts and these thinner parts, and it is just, I mean, this is like one of the most beautiful textiles I have ever seen in my life. And it's just like a long wrap scarf. The brand on this is Talani. Again, 100% wool, made in India. Never heard of it before. When I looked it up, it looks like these retailed about $150, so not inexpensive. I mean, I'll probably see about 40 bucks for this. Is that just so stunning? Like this piece here on the end, this pattern here on the end, I want a rug. I want a rug with that pattern in my home right now. I don't know where to find it, but I am just obsessed. If anybody knows what that pattern is called, please let me know. But this is a perfect example of something that's like weird and well made. It's not super weird, it's just really unique, but weird and well made. And you should absolutely pick stuff up like this. I have no doubt that this will sell relatively quickly. It might not sell until fall. It is definitely like a fall palette, and it's obviously like a cool weather accessory, but just beautiful. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh. Next up, another brand I don't pick up a ton of, and I know a lot of people do pick up a lot of, so if you have knowledge to drop, please do for everybody who's watching here. But this is Talbot's, and the main reason I picked this up is that it is all 100% silk, and it's kind of retro style, so it's this beautiful red with white pattern on it. It's got a faux wrap top. It's midi length with a full skirt, and it is 100% silk. So just gorgeous. It's a size 10. Something like this I'll probably see somewhere $30 to $35 for. And I think mostly because obviously this is a silk dress, and there are people out there that really love Talbot's, but I think the thing that'll move this is the fact that it feels a little bit retro. It feels a little bit like out of the 1950s in silhouette, so. Next up, a little closet staple bread and butter piece. This is Cloth and Stone. This is one of those Anthropologie brands that used to sell a lot better than it does now. It still sells fairly well for me, just not quite as high price as it used to, but these like denim chambray shirts still sell quite well for me. And I've sold quite a few of them. I mean, I'll see probably $25 or $28 on it. Size small, relaxed fit. It's got the wide cuffs that you can roll up, so like made to be rolled up, and in great condition. So a good bread and butter piece right here. I know a lot of people don't pick this up anymore, and this goes right back to what we were saying. People think it's fallen off, but if you're getting this at bins prices and it's still selling in a reasonable amount of time and you're making enough profit like that, that's a pickup all day. But a really good closet staple, again, just easy thing to throw on. Next up, now this is an interesting one, another one that I'm kind of surprised I was able to get my hands on. This is from True Religion. I'm pretty sure this is Y2K vintage. If you aren't familiar with True Religion, that little horseshoe shape on the pocket there is kind of their motif. This is an interesting label. This doesn't look anything like the labels that I've seen before. They usually have this Buddha on the label, if memory serves me right. But this is a pearl snap Western style shirt. Again, I'm pretty sure that this is vintage from the Y2K era, so I'm interested to see what I get on this. I'm gonna say probably a minimum of 30 bucks on this. I'll have to do a little bit more research into that tag because whether or not it's vintage does matter to the price. But Western pearl snap shirts still very, very hot in menswear right now, so be on the lookout. Wrangler ones for sure. I've sold quite a few Wrangler pearl snap shirts in like less than 24 hours, so keep your eyes out for them. Next up, okay, so this is an interesting one. This is a kimono, and it's just cream and embroidered all over, and it's quite long, but there's no brand label in it. You can kind of see the remnants of one right there. But the reason I picked this up, obviously, like, it's a kimono, it's a white embroidered kimono, like this will sell no matter what, but it's made in the US. So there's the internal contents tag here, and it does say made in the US, and when I pulled up the RN number, it said Alice in Wonderland frocks. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of digging to see if that's just like a holding company or whatever the case may be, but it feels really nicely made, and again, just like a cream embroidered. I'm gonna pick this up any day. I mean, it'll be a minimum of $20 if I can figure out what brand it actually is, maybe closer to 30, I mean, up to the moon. So I'll do a little digging on what Alice in Wonderland frocks is, but either way, I do love a kimono. Next up, a little dress from Trina Turk, always a label I love to see. Always surprised by how expensive Trina Turk pieces are. They're like $500. But this is a cute little cotton dress. It's navy blue with red circles. It looks like it used to have a belt with it, so I'll have to disclose that and that will affect the price a little bit, but little slash pockets, just like a little shift dress. Size 6, something like this with the belt would probably resell like $50. I always get more for Trina Turk stuff than I anticipate, but without the belt, maybe somewhere around $30. It's otherwise in fantastic condition. This feels like brand new. And somebody could throw on whatever belt with this. Otherwise, perfect condition, preppy, coastal, nautical. This has all those little cues. Trina Turk's vibe is very beachy, very coastal, so make sure you're using all of those keywords when and if you do find Trina Turk pieces. Oh my God. Okay, so here's your weird and well-made pick of the day. And I wanna know if you would have picked these up too. So these are overalls in like a floral print. So ridiculous, they're wide leg. They have beading at the bottom. I think they're slightly cropped. They're obviously vintage. I'm gonna guess from that label, probably like 90s. The designer is Faith by Celia Forrester. They're a size large. Funky. I mean, first of all, overalls always sell really well for me, and you know, they're just kind of those perennially in style. There's obviously different silhouettes. There was like the skinny overall phase of like 10 years ago, which was very weird. I feel like skinny jeans and overalls do not go well together, but there's always going to be a market for overalls. Oh yeah, also beaded right on that front with that huge flower. I think I'll probably see something like $40 on these. I just think that they're the most adorable things in the whole world. They need an OxiClean soap. There's a little bit of like staining and discoloration, but they will come out beautifully. Like, look at these buttons. Look at the buttons on that. First of all, they're different. They're mother of pearl. This one has like inlay. So beautiful. I mean, like the quality is really, really high, but it's just something that is so unusual and so well made. There is not a chance I was leaving this behind. I need to not show this to my friend who will steal this right out of my hands. Like, I can see this on any number of girls that dress in this kind of funky, fun way. This right here is the definition of dopamine dressing. So cute. Let me know if you would have picked those up, or if I'm just a crazy person, because either answer is valid. All right, we are into bag 2 here. Now we've got some stuff to talk about. This is Travis Mathew, and for a very long time, Travis Mathew was such a great standby, easy pickup, easy sale. You never got a ton of money for them, but they were always an easy sale. And I just sold one this past week and had kind of had like a little bit of a gut feeling. So every once in a blue moon, I'll sell something and I'll take a look at like the sales history for that brand. And I've seen the sale time kind of incrementally going up. For a while, for a long time, these were like in and out of my closet in under a week. Then it was like under 2 weeks. And now we're getting over a month. There's still really good polos. My inclination is still for now to keep picking them up. I won't be paying up for any Travis Mathew pieces anytime soon unless I find something a little bit more substantial like a jacket or really good golf pants. But let me know your experience with Travis Mathew. Has it been slowing down at all? Are you picking it up anymore? I mean, obviously I'm getting these things for $2 at the bin, so you know, they'll still be a good sale. The good thing for this is that it's a size large. I feel like I never find size larges. I find a lot of smalls and extra smalls. But yeah, so I'm gonna have my eye on Travis Mathew as to whether or not I would still recommend picking them up. As of right now, if you're finding them at the bins, I would say still pick them up, especially right now as we're like getting into summer golf season. I would say if you don't have a bins location or you're kind of married to sourcing at $4.99, $5.99, whatever your thrift store charges for shirts, I would say hold off on them. I feel like saying that as a hot take, but I looked at the numbers this morning and I've picked a lot of these up, so I've got a lot of data to go by just on me. If you have a similar experience or if you're having a differing experience, please put it down below so we can kind of get ourselves a consensus with more than just my data. Okay, so moving right along. This is an interesting thing. There are no tags in this, but this reeks of Free People. And so there are these harem pants. I have them kind of tied all the way out, but Everything about these reeks of Free People, and this kind of stuff from Free People sells really well for me, the kind of interesting pants. So they're definitely harem style pants, and they get tight at the ankle, and they're very loose up top. They got a chunky zipper over here. It's YKK, so it's a nicer zipper. I don't know. Again, there's no tag in here. I'm assuming that the tag has been cut out. There's no interior tag as well, but it's fleece, like inside out seaming, great condition. So either way, they're Free People or something nicer. Like they're very nicely made, but just the style of them and the details on it feel like Free People. So I'll have to do, you know, probably a photo search, like an image search. But first of all, let me know if you're familiar with these pants, but I'm gonna guess I'll probably see about $30 on them. It's funny, like when I found these kind of interesting proportion pants from Free People, these are some things from Free People, the main line, that sell for a pretty high dollar for me. And kind of universally across the experience that I've had with these, they've been things that like I couldn't find the style name, but they were like, you know, very oversized, or they had big pockets, or whatever the case may be. So we'll see if it works the same on this, but I mean, they were so nice and so like so soft and so interesting that I wasn't gonna leave them behind, because weird and well made, we're gonna take that chance, especially at a bins price. If these were like $8.99 at the regular thrift store, maybe not, but at $2 all day, I'm taking that gamble. Next up, now these are Pilcrow and the letterpress. Now these are definitely older because the newer tags just say Pilcrow on them. They're size 29 and the fit is the stet, so they are kind of boot cut. And the main reason I got them is because they are that kind of more flare leg. Pilcrow and the letterpress jeans still sell fairly well for me. Obviously I'm not picking up skinny jeans on them, but I should see $30, $35 on these, no question. But they are in great condition. Like you can tell that these were not worn much at all. Like, you know, you can just kind of tell when a pair of stretch jeans has been worn a lot, or is starting to stretch out, or starting to get a little bit of like puckering up here. These feel brand new. There's very little wear around the hems, so that's always a clue as well. So I have no doubt these will sell fairly quickly. Maybe not until back to school season, but Pilcrow and the letterpress, especially if you can find some of the ones that are a more like boho style with like patches, they sell very well for me as well. Next up, we've got another little Free People piece, and this I just thought was really interesting. This is like an open weave sweater with like a long cuff. There's that cuff that I talk about a lot. You see it mostly with the Henleys, and even though this isn't a Henley, this kind of longer line sweater, it is an older style, which is fine, but there's still a cult following for these long line Henleys and sweaters from Free People. People just love them. It's also got this really cool gauze back with a little fringe. It's very boho. Now that I'm looking at this, this is long enough to almost be a little bit of a mini dress or a swim cover up. It is a size extra small, so it's really narrow, but I'll still probably see like $20, $25 on this. Oh, interesting. It's a cotton linen blend knit, so that also helps. Very, very cute though. This feels so like by the book Free People. Next up here, now this is a linen shirt, so keep me away. And this is from a brand called Outlier NYC. And that is the label. I had to look it up. I mean, I grabbed it because it's a linen shirt and a great color, so of course I'm gonna get it. But Outlier, I believe, is a men's clothing company, and they retail like around $200, and on the resale market, they're going for like $35 to $40. And again, just high-end construction, beautiful colors. This is about the brightest that I've seen of anything that they make, but the details are there. The quality is gorgeous. It's made in Portugal, so you know if something's made in Portugal, it's definitely high-end. That's not a cheap place to manufacture. So yeah, I can't wait to get this thing washed and steamed out because it looks so horribly wrinkled right now. So yeah, definitely a label to be on the lookout for. I'm interested to see how this does because it is such a bold color, but they have a lot of like whites and creams and grays, and their sell-through seems to be pretty decent. So let me know if you've ever had experience with Outlier. This is the first piece I've ever found. Again, I just picked it up because it was linen. It turns out it's a great brand, so it's new to me, but let me know your experience if you have had experience with this brand. I'm interested to hear. Next up, I found this cute dress. This is from a brand called THML. I'm assuming that's thermal. And I believe they were sold at Anthro at one point, but I do think that they are, for the most part, a boutique brand. Probably a pretty nice boutique brand. The quality on this feels really nice, but it's just a little shift dress with a tie belt waist, just like that. And it's got embroidery all the way down the front. It's really nice. This feels in brand new condition. It is a size small, just like a little basic boho dress. Something like this I'll probably get $20, $25 on, maybe a little bit more. I'll have to do a little bit more research. I've had 1 or 2 pieces from them. They've sold pretty well for me. I want to say around that $25 range. But yeah, in brand new condition. I love little dresses like this. Lots of ways that I can keyword this. Got a little bit of like a resort wear flair to it. Summer dress, sundress, boho dress, bohemian dress, festival, so on and so forth. Okay, next up, let's do the behemoth. Now this, still coming. I think this is vintage. It is a skirt. It doesn't have a fastener on it. I don't think that that matters. But look at this. It is multicolor, full ball skirt style. It's this kind of like embroidery over netting. It's so interesting. Like I could not leave this behind. Even if I just sell this inexpensively to somebody who, I mean like, this is 100% the kind of thing. I know I'm mostly a minimalist, but I would 100% wear something like this to a formal event. Like look at those colors. Isn't that so fun? I have no idea. This definitely smells vintage. You know, you can get that kind of like musty smell like it's been in a closet for 45 years. I'd say that that waist is like a size 10. This is not a teeny tiny little vintage, but it is floor length. So fabulous, like way in. Would you have picked this up? I don't know what I'm gonna get for this. Maybe $20, maybe $50. I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research. I mean, I can't in good conscience leave something like this behind. It's just, what? It's too funky. Like I am acutely aware that I pick up weird stuff that a lot of people wouldn't touch, but would you have picked that up? I need to know. Next up, this is another cute little piece that might not move till fall. This is J. Jill. This kind of stuff from J. Jill sells really well for me. So this is a little brown corduroy coat, super cute, super soft. It's like a little light coat, something that's made to be, you know, maybe worn in the fall or in the spring. It's got that beautiful rayon silk blend velvet under the cuffs and under the collar. It's got a little bit of a gather in the back for shape. I think that this is probably 90s from J. Jill, size medium. I'll see probably, I don't know, $30, $35 on this. No doubt this will go relatively quick, but probably closer to fall just because of what it is. But I love this kind of stuff from J. Jill. It does sell well for me. Next up, we've got another little kimono. Guys, I found a lot of kimonos in the last couple weeks. This one's from La Blanca, which is a swimwear brand. So this is definitively a swim cover-up. It's black, embroidered mesh, and it's got this kind of interesting, like, can you kind of see that split sleeve silhouette with fringe on the bottom? Again, this is the time to pick stuff up like this. And La Blanca itself is a pretty high-end swimwear company. I want to say that their swimsuits are about like $120, $130. So this probably retailed like 50, 60 bucks, if not a little bit more. So I'll see $20, $30 on this all day. It's in great condition. Again, simple, black. I think it's one size as well. I don't think that this is sized. Yeah, and one size fits all. So this should be a pretty easy little quick sell. Next up, we've got another little cashmere piece. This is from Stephanie Andrews. I think that this is actually vintage. This is in great condition though. This is a gray cashmere cardigan with a little collar, little chest pocket there, mother of pearl buttons. This is in, again, really nice condition, super warm. This feels like really high quality cashmere. I'll pick this up anytime I see it. I don't know much about Stephanie Andrews, but I will learn. I will see probably a minimum of $30 on this. If this is true vintage, if this is a very high-end brand, maybe closer to $50, $60, $70. So, but like a minimum, for the most part, you'll find a minimum on cashmere pieces of about $30. Next up, I did find a pair of Lululemon leggings. This is pretty much the only Lululemon leggings that I will pick up. And they are a pair of Align leggings. And they're, again, pretty much the only leggings that are still selling on the secondhand market. They're in great shape. They're olive green. They are ankle length. They're size 4, and I'm still debating on whether or not I'm going to sell them or whether I'm going to turn them in for store credit. But I hold stuff like this and I'm like, man, 2 years ago, this would have been the find of the day because it would have been 60 bucks quickly in your pocket. But trends change, and that's why we always need to keep our eyes on what is going on. I will say, if you are paying up at like a regular thrift store, don't be picking up the leggings right now. You're not going to get your money back. They're going to sit in your closet forever. The big exception to that is if you find either vintage Y2K leggings or flare leggings. And in general, the vintage Y2K leggings that I'm talking about had better be flare leggings or yoga pants. Let's call them what their real name is. They're yoga pants. Kids today are trying to call them flare leggings. We know what they're really called, right? Just saying. All right, next up, let's talk about these two together because I found them together. And again, you cannot leave this stuff behind at $2. So these are a pair of vintage, all over beaded dresses. Really, really pretty. This one has a lot of beading and sequining. It's a little bit more subdued. Of course, shoulder pads to the gods. And then this one is just heavy sequining all the way down. This one is also 100% silk, outer and inner. So definitely high end. These had to have been very, very expensive back in the day. Like, look at that glitter. I mean, even if somebody buys this to like make a pillow out of it, you know, like this fabric has to be hundreds of dollars a yard, but it's got a little side vent. Look at the edge there. So pretty, beautifully done. I'm not quite sure what I'll see for these. Probably a minimum of $30, $40 a piece. Probably a little bit higher. I've sold quite a few of these kind of dresses. Oh my God, this looks so cool in the viewfinder. It's picking up the light so pretty. I've sold quite a few of them, anywhere between $30 and like $120, depending on what they are, you know, the season and who's looking for it. But stuff like this, I would of course do like vintage, retro, 80s style. Stuff like this is probably just as good a chance that it's going to be purchased for like a costume piece as it will be to be worn, you know, seriously. So you want to use things like Dynasty and Dallas and any like Designing Women, like those 80s shows that where people would have worn stuff like this. You also want to use like drag costume. You'll see like drag queens wearing stuff like this, theatrical costume, 80s costume, etc. So just make sure when you're finding stuff like this that is so distinctly of an era, I'm not talking just 80s dresses, but things that look, you know, very 90s, things that look very 60s. You want to use those costume keywords because yes, there might be somebody who is picking this up to wear as like just a regular garment, but it's also just as likely that it's going to be picked up as either a costume piece for around Halloween, a theme party, or a theatrical production or like a screen production. So make sure you're covering all of your bases when you have period specific clothing, no matter what the period is. Oh, next up, these are something that I got from my brother. I felt them and I'm like, oh, these feel really nice. And it turns out these are motorcycle pants. My brother rides a motorcycle. So these are from a brand called Recon, R3CON. I don't know much about them, but I know you could always use a good pair or a backup pair of riding pants. There's kind of your tell there. So this is something that would go like against the motorcycle. So it's just like a protective layer between the bike and your body. But these things are expensive. So anytime I can find these in the thrift or especially in the bins, I'm gonna grab them for them because they are pricey. It's a shame, like a year ago, I had spotted an Alpine Stars jacket. I think it might've been too small for him, but I got my hands to it like a split second too slow. Somebody else had grabbed it. I would have loved to have gotten that for him because they go, I want to say that they go into the $400, the $500 range and probably up to the thousands. But whoever that was that grabbed that got themselves a nice piece that day. But yeah, anytime I find something like that for him, I'll grab it. Next up, we've got another little swim cover-up piece. Again, I'm really sourcing for this kind of stuff. This is from Pull & Bear, which is a good kind of like bread and buttery level brand, but this is just full length mesh. It's got a high slit up the side. I don't know if you can see how much that is mesh, but that is 100% just mesh. This is made to go over a bathing suit. So it's a size medium in like perfect condition. There's a little bit of sparkle to the fabric. I don't know if that's picking up at all there, but something like this I'll get probably somewhere between 25 and 35 bucks on. I want to say that this retailed like 70. Really cute. And again, in like brand new condition. This is probably something that somebody bought, wore once and donated, which we need to be doing that less, guys. I wish you could see the actual color of this. I don't think it's showing up on camera, but it's really interesting. It's very multicolored with a little bit of gold fleck to it. Okay, so this is an interesting thing. So this is a pair of leggings that I picked up. And as you know, I'm constantly advising you to really slow up on picking up your leggings. This brand though is kind of an anomaly. This is Set Active. So you're looking for that logo. It's very subtle. Their branding is generally just set. somewhere on the body. This is, I think they call this the Sculpt Flex leggings. These still go for like 40, 50 bucks. Set Active is one of those brands that operates on drops, right? So they've got like the Sculpt Flex leggings, and they have the crew neck sweatshirt, and then they have the crop sweatshirt. And what they do is they do these like limited drops of colorways, right? So they'll have like the clover green or the, you know, pond blue. I don't know if these are real colors, but you get what I'm saying. Like it's not that they are doing like a limited release style of legging. They're just doing their style of legging in a limited edition colorway, and they sell out really, really fast. Now this is one of their bread and butter colors, but black is just always going to sell great because it's black leggings. These are those really heavy, I mean, like this is heavily compressive. Like there's not a lot of give here. So these are definitely like serious workout leggings. So we'll see how I do on these. I have only found one other piece of Set Active in my entire time thrifting, and it sold in like a day. But that was a while ago. Haven't seen anything since. So we'll see how this does. I'll try to report back either on a Ship With Me here, on my YouTube, or over on my short form channels on TikTok and Instagram. If you don't follow me there, you should join me if you partake. I would love to see you there. A couple more good pieces here. Okay, so this is the cute, first of all, the cutest little boy's shirt that I've ever seen. This is terry cloth in this cute little wave pattern. This reeks of like 1960s. I love a terry cloth cabana shirt. I love that that trend is having a moment right now. Just heads up for menswear. But this is the Cabana Towel Terry, obviously from Faherty. This is the logo you're looking for. Sometimes the label's removed. Sometimes you have something like this that doesn't say Faherty at all on the label, but this should resell for like 25, 30 bucks. Faherty stuff is really expensive. It's very well made. This is the kind of thing that somebody's gonna buy, their kid's gonna wear for the 2 months that it fits them, and then hopefully they'll turn around and resell it as well. But absolutely cute as a button. I love it. I love it when tiny little boys look like, you know, gangsters from the 1960s. It's so stupid. I love it. Next up here, we've got this little linen jacket. Look at the buttons on that. This doesn't have any label on it. Doesn't have any label on the inside either. It's got a couple little specks of staining, which again, I'm doing a big OxiClean soak with a few of these pieces. So it should be no problem to get out. But again, like linen pieces, good quality, interesting styles, anything that's kind of boho or log and look or preppy, like these are forever pieces, right? So I don't even need a brand. Minimum, you're gonna get probably about $20 for something like this, if not closer to like 30 or 40. This feels very well made. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a nicer brand, but somebody, oh, you can absolutely see that somebody removed a tag. So I'll do a little deep dive, see if I can find anything in like Google image search. But yeah, if I see linen, you know this, if I see linen at the bins, I'm gonna grab it, label or not. It's generally a minimum $20 sale, and it can go well up if I can figure out if this is some, you know, if this is Eileen Fisher or some high-end designer. Really cute. I will tell you that the buttons are very nice. So that's usually a good tell of like how nice something is. Okay, so this was kind of a funny thing because I actually own this sweatshirt, so I did a double take. I had literally worn it the day before I went to the bins. This is from a brand called Comfort. And for right now, I'm saying this because these sweatshirt companies come in and out of style, but for right now, this is a good brand to keep your eyes out for. I literally have this exact sweatshirt in this exact color, just a different size. So this is called the Pastel Edit. Again, kind of like Set, they do these limited edition color drops in their classic styles. I will say quality-wise on this sweatshirt, this is like a heavy GSM, that's grams per square meter. If you ever hear somebody saying that that's like a heavy GSM t-shirt or a heavy GSM jersey, that's what they mean. Like it's literally like a heavy textile, and it's really like, it's really puffy. The hood is fully lined, and this is in like perfect condition. I'll probably see $40 or $50 for this, and I'm gonna be honest, that is more than I paid for this. I got it on like a great sale. But also, if you are in the market for a really squishy, puffy hoodie, check out the Comfort ones. They are very comfortable. Also, if you are somebody who likes a weighted blanket or like a heavier hood, the hood, because this is like a heavier weight fleece and the hood is fully lined, like the hood feels almost a little bit like a weighted blanket for your head. I don't know how else to describe that, but if you're somebody who's into that, you know what I'm talking about. All right, next up, we have two very similar pieces, very different fabrics. So this is from FP1, which I do love to find. one of the least common Free People labels to find, and this is raw edge gauze short kimono. This is like not showing very well, but it's got these like oversized sleeves that I am obsessed with. I am struggling with the thought of giving this up because I really, really love this. So it's lightweight single gauze here, double gauze here on the cuff, so it gives it that nice like weighted look, and when it's down it has almost like a little bit of a point, you know, and it's cropped length. It doesn't have any size. I think that this is actually one size fits all in perfect condition. I will probably see like $40, $45 on this. And I have no doubt that it will go super, super quickly. That is if I decide to sell this. This is just so cute. I absolutely love it. I will tell you that the next thing that I'm gonna show you, I wanna keep more than this, but that definitively does not fit me. But yeah, great find. And again, in the same vein, here's one that's silk. This one, at first when I picked it up, I thought it was an actual kimono. So same deal, wide sleeves, long sleeves. This is from Winter Kate. And at first I was like, that looks like a vintage tag. But the name kept ringing a bell in my head. And when I got home, I looked it up. I mean, I would pick this up regardless. It's 100% silk outside. It's fully lined in 100% silk, and it's actually vintage silk. So as labeled. So as it turns out, Winter Kate is a Nicole Richie line. I don't know if she still makes it. I'm gonna guess this was maybe something she did maybe 2010s, maybe early 2000s. I don't know, but it is chic as all get out. It is a size small. I did try it on. It does not fit, but this is fabulous. I will probably see like $80 on this. This is a really fabulous piece. It's high end. It feels luxurious. Winter Kate was definitely a luxurious brand, and this has all the makings of a forever in your wardrobe kind of piece. Oh, it's so chic. And it is very much, it looks kind of like a cut-off kimono. I mean, it's finished on the ends, but like the way that it's cut, like the actual silhouette of this, the way that the lapels hit, this feels very Haori, Haori. I can never pronounce it, in like perfect condition. Next up, now this is one that I pulled out and I kept pulling out and I kept pulling out, and there's no tag on it. Now I have to find the top. This is exactly what I was doing in the bins. Okay, here we go. So this is a stretch lace midi length dress. And I just like, this is something that I would have picked up style wise, because this falls very much into that like boho 2.0 trend that is going on right now. If you are unfamiliar with what I am talking about, I will link, I did a trends and aesthetics of spring summer 2025 video after Fashion Week last week, and this was the style. This was like probably the most prominent style that we saw everywhere. This feels very Isabella Marant, but I would have picked this up style wise regardless because of what it is. It feels really nicely made. And when I got it home, I found the tag, this is Free People. So I'll have to get this hung up and do like a Google image search and find the exact model number, but this will sell in no time. Probably for a pretty decent price. It is, if I have to guess, this is probably still in line, if not very, very recent. Maybe $40, $50 for this, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. We'll have to see. It is sheer, like there's no bottom layer, so somebody would have to wear like undergarments underneath. This feels so like I could see this at Coachella yesterday. They could throw it on over like a bra top and some booty shorts and have a proper festival outfit. But this was kind of a cool find. Again, started off as a style pick, figured out the brand, so that helps. Either way, this will sell quick, just given what it is. Oh, I'm sorry, 3 more pieces. This one I need a little bit of help with. I feel like this is Affliction, which just goes against every fiber in my being because I, you know, came up in this era. But let me know if you are familiar. There's no tag on this. This is all embroidered. Every bins bro in my location is wearing Y2K vintage Affliction stuff, which is kind of crazy to me, but you know, if this is something that I can sell for 40, 50 bucks, which is I'm pretty sure what they are going for these days, I'm going to grab it. But let me know if you are familiar with Affliction. I think the back, I think the embroidery down the back says immoral. So we'll find out. I haven't really done much research on it, but this feels like the shirt that every overly tan dude used to wear at the Jersey Shore every summer with that horrible hair. I still find it funny that the Jersey Shore was a show and that people actually understand what I'm talking about. That's still like, that will never stop being hilarious to me, but let me know what you know. If this is Affliction, that's 40, 50 bucks. Next up, now this is a label I have never found. This is for Love and Lemons. And this is a beautiful little silk romper, so cute. It's got this kind of interesting textured, almost burnout type silk. It is a size small. It's got these little ruffles down at the bottom. I'm gonna take this to get it cleaned. Something like this is, again, little white dress. This is something for like the bridal era. This is bachelorette party, bachelorette trip, bridal luncheon. It's super cute. It's obviously a very specific buyer. You know, these are definitely short shorts. They've got a cute little ruffle on them. So I don't know what I'll get for them. Again, I don't have much experience with For Love and Lemons. Some of their stuff resells $160. This being a romper, I'm gonna guess is probably a little bit less. Also, this being a romper and white, maybe 50, 60 bucks, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. I'll have to find out, but it is adorable. It is sheer in the back and double lined in the front. Just very cute. Definitely an exciting label to find. I have never found it thrifting, never found it in the bins, and it is just lovely. So pretty. And finally, guys, we made it. This is a men's blazer. Again, something I picked up because it felt so nice. This is gonna take a trip to the dry cleaners. There's a couple little specks on it, but I saw a few letters on that and I'm like, that's Burberry. I know what their R looks like. Like I can spot that from a million miles away. The cool thing is this is Burberry, and I don't know if I'm saying this right, Prosrum? I literally looked it up to see like how to pronounce that, and not even Google had a straight answer. It means Burberry forward. So basically they had their kind of Burberry line, which was their kind of traditional, their trench coats, their very like old school traditional, and their Prosrum line, God, that does not flow off the tongue, was their more modern runway pieces. So this was a runway piece. It's beautiful. And it's this like, it feels very like casual, right? Like this feels like a sports coat, not necessarily a blazer. It's got a little bit of a slouchier kind of silhouette to it. Little speck on the back here again. I'm gonna take that to the dry cleaner, see what they can do. Some of these pieces resell for like $500. Beautifully made. Like I mean, it's to the point, it's a size 48. So I don't know what size that translates to in men's. About a size large. I mean, the construction on this is unbelievable, and I love this fabric, whatever it is. I'm pretty sure that this is cotton, like this is a summer blazer, but like look at the interior. Like obviously this is super wrinkled, but like look at how it's got this little like crossbar to keep these side pieces down while letting the back flap kind of move around. Stunning, stunning. This was a $5,000 blazer when it was new. So we'll find out how this will do, but just gorgeous. Looks, again, just like a very casual blazer. But that is it, guys. That is the mega haul for today. This was an intense one. I literally had to force myself to leave. Again, like no crazy out there pieces. I mean, there were crazy out there pieces, but like no Chanel suits. We're just always gonna have that haul to compare ourselves to. This was a dang good haul. Retail value of everything I've got here is over $10,000, and I think on the resale market I've got somewhere between like $1,500 and $1,700 in sales here. So I'd say it was a good day. But guys, I so appreciate you hanging with me and nerding out about some of these things. There were definitely some wackadoodle pieces in this haul. I feel like nobody would understand that like you guys do. But now I've got to get to the business of cleaning these things and getting them photographed, so here we go. But guys, if you had fun, please consider leaving a like or a comment on this video. Of course, don't forget to hit subscribe. I would love to have you along on this journey. But without further ado, guys, I hope you have the most beautiful week. Happy hunting, and I will see you all in the next one.